Hi, everyone, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. We are going to have the areas in your life that you can release and let go in, those areas that will be the strongest with this Leo energy, okay? But also at the end, I'll be doing a pick a card where you can go in and pick a pile or watch both for additional areas that you can release and let go in, as well as some advice and guidance surrounding it. So, let's get right into this. What is Leo energy and how can you use it this full moon cycle to your advantage? Now, remember, full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes, dreams, goals in a couple of weeks. So, Leo's key phrase is I will. Leo's energy has a confidence and creative flair to it. It loves to be the center of attention. It is the performer. It can be dramatic and bring the drama, and it loves to be the leader. It wants to shine, and more often than not does, because if there is a will, there is a way. Leo energy is good at creating its own reality. It can also at times show itself as egotistical, self centered, and willful, but also as fiery and passionate, playful, happy, and fun to be around. And while there's nothing wrong with having a strong will and confidence, there is a need to remember that you are not the boss and that you do make mistakes. So try to avoid the shadow energy of arrogance. So now that we know what this I will Leo energy is, let's take a look at where it's going to show up for each zodiac sign. As always, I suggest watching for your rising sign first because it's going to resonate the most. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can watch for your sun/ zodiac sign. And if you want to book a personalized full moon reading based on your own birth chart, I have a link to my website in the description box. And if you want to know what your rising sign is, leave a comment below and I can help you free of charge find your rising sign. All right, let's get right into this. I will see you where you are going to read for your rising or sun zodiac sign, and then hopefully in the pick a card. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part of your full moon in Leo reading. This is the pick a card. We have two piles for you, pile 1, pile 2. Pile 1 has the lepidolite crystal heart, and pile 2 has the chevron amethyst crystal heart. So whatever pile number, whatever crystal heart calls to you, if you feel that you want to watch them both to find more areas in your life you can release and let go in, by all means, watch both piles. I will see you in 1, 2, or both of them. Hi to everyone who chose pile 1 or this cute little lepidolite crystal heart. All right, this is where we're going to go in and look for additional houses that you can focus on to release and let go with this full moon in Leo energy, okay? There is a timestamp if you want to go back and review what that Leo energy is. The other thing that we're going to do is the creator of these Moonology decks has also put out 3 key phrases for this full moon in Leo, okay? Say what you mean what you say goodbye if it's time, don't be too proud. All right, so we're going to kind of look at those phrases as we go through these cards as well. So let's get right into it. First card out we have is Aquarius. Okay, so right there you have 11th house that you can go in and look at now as well. As I always say, if you've already read for the 11th house, this is Spirit doubling down for you, saying, no, there's really something in there that you need to look at when it comes to your friends, your support groups, your networks, alliances, your social circles, anything to do. Are you a humanitarian, or are you really into technology, or maybe even work in that field? Is there something there that you need to release and let go of? If you've already read for it, they're doubling down. If not, this is an additional area that you can go into, okay? But is there something in those areas that you need to say what you mean and mean what you say? Or maybe you need to say goodbye to something, which is what this is, releasing and letting go. Or you need to maybe not be too proud. Don't let ego or arrogance get in the way, or that needs to be let go of in an area surrounding the 11th house. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm going to hold this up so that you can see the name on the card if you want to Google it. All right, and I'm going to read it for you. It is Leo and Virgo energy, gives us 2 more houses. It says separation and conflict. Turn your problems into opportunities. Treat hostility with kindness. All right, I like that. I feel right there. Sometimes Aquarius energy can be a little cold. So maybe if someone is kind of coming at you in a way that you don't like or feel is not justified, maybe treat that with kindness rather than coldness, okay? But here we are with the 5th and the 6th house now. So 5th house is anything to do with, it can be your children. It can be sports, whether you play them or love to watch them or are really into them. It can be, how do you go out and entertain yourself? What do you like to do? It can be, right, what you do for fun, your creativity, your hobbies. It can also be dating, romance, and passionate love affairs. So what in that area maybe do you need to release and let go of? Is there something in that area? It's talking about some relationship here a bit, not serious relationship, not like 7th house. Those are committed. This is more of like, the dating, the romance, the passionate love affair. Is there something you need to say goodbye to? Is there maybe something that your ego or arrogance is controlling your behavior? All right. Or even with hobby, I don't know why I just went straight to hobby, and it's like, you might think, oh, well, that's old fashioned, or but if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. You don't have to share it with the world that you're doing it. But if it brings you joy, you may want to let go of the way you're thinking about it, right? So also 6th house, let's go there. Your daily routine, your work, your job, right? Duties and obligations that you have, but also service to other people and your health and wellness, physical, mental, emotional. What do you need to release and let go of in those areas? So for example, put your money where your mouth is. Say what you mean what you say, right? I just think if you are going to dedicate yourself, for example, to a new health regime, okay, maybe it's eating healthy and exercise. Well, it needs more than lip service, right? That kind of thing. So again, this is about releasing and letting go. So anything in those areas where that's holding you back from doing what needs to be done, maybe 11th house, you are a humanitarian at heart, but now you need to get out and say what you mean and mean what you say and get doing it, right? Whatever's holding you back from that, you need to release and let go of. We have the masculine. Love this. Because I feel with all of these are very masculine energies. That's just me, right? I feel that, you know what, Leo with, sorry, it sounds like I'm gonna, I'm boxing or I'm putting people into a box, but this just feels like very right here with, taking your opportunity, going after it, marching out to the beat of your own drum. It kind of does have a masculine energy to it, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But I just feel that there's a lot of masculine energy surrounding this, so you might want to bring in, let go of a little masculine to bring in a little more feminine to help balance it out. Okay, let's keep going. Pile 1, we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Well, the North Node is all about doing what it is that you should be doing, what is best for you, right? It's your life purpose, your life path in this lifetime. And maybe for some of you, you know what that is. Others, you may need to take a little time and think about that. And remember, I always say your destiny, your life path, it doesn't have to be big and grand. It can be small. It's really, are you living your best life and doing for you what it is that you need to be doing for you that nourishes you and, I don't know, just lights you up, okay? But it said here, let me just see, forget, what did it say? Turn your problems into opportunities, right? Maybe you need to step out of that comfort zone. Because sometimes our problems are problems because we get stuck in a rut, right? It gets comfortable, we get stuck there. Sometimes it's not necessarily bad, sometimes it is, but they're saying step out. Let's get a tarot to go with that. Step out of your comfort zone, okay? So far we have 11th, 5th, and 6th house. But let's get a card here, a tarot card for step out of your comfort zone. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups, they're bringing back, it's like nostalgia, right? What is it that you have dreamt about, wished upon, always wanted to do, always felt like you were being pulled in that direction, but yet, family, life, society says, no, you need to go in this one. That may make sense for some of you. And they're saying, remember back to your past. If you're one of the people listening to this, it's like, I'm not really sure. This is your message. Remember back. What is it that you always dreamt of doing? In any area of your life. But with the Leo energy here, with the 5th house, are you a creative person that needs to express yourself? Think of it like that as well. Next card we have, wow, you guys, look, full moon in Leo, go wild. Not all Leos like to be out in the spotlight. Some Leos work best behind the scenes, right? But nonetheless, they're doubling down on Leo here, okay? So definitely look at that 5th house for yourself. For whatever reason, there's something there that needs to be released and let go of. These, 3's too many. You know what? 3's too many. That needs to be released and let go of, maybe so that you can shine here, okay? But again, I said a lot of masculine energy. Now we have the king of the jungle out here. We have the lion, all right? So, the Empress, nourishment. The Empress isn't afraid to do what it is that she wants. This is the energy to take on. The Empress believes that she can do whatever she wants. She's the Queen of Queens. This is a strong feminine energy. Maybe you need that Empress energy to come in and balance out the masculine one. Okay. But she also is just, right? She's intuitive, receptive. She's grounded. She's in control. She's clear in her thought. She's very creative. She's not up in your face. And she can manifest and bring to reality whatever it is that she wants because she believes in herself that she can. I think that's an important message for someone listening. When we go back to this even, step out of your comfort zone and step out like you are the king of the jungle here, like you are the Empress, balancing those two energies, these two energies, right? And just believing in yourself. Even take on the Aquarius energy with, you know what? I'm going to march to the beat of my own drum and do what it is that I love to do. Next one. This card, wow, has been coming out a lot. I know last month it did. Exalted Moon, self-regulation. I think it ties back in up to here with turn your problems into opportunities and treat hostility with kindness. This is regulating your own emotions. I think this is not being the bull in the china shop, okay? This is all about the sun coming down. In this case, it's rainbows, but the moon is bright as well, and shining a light on you. It's kind of a message for you to shine a light on those areas in your life where maybe you can lose control a little bit. Can you get a little angry sometimes? There is some masculine energy here, right? Which tends to be a bit more, gruff. So, like sometimes can you maybe say things or react in ways that maybe are a little over the top. This is all about getting that under control, okay? Let's get a look. Releasing and letting go of that old way of energy. Yeah, be a lover, not a fighter here, pile one. Self-regulations. I love decisions. It's making good decisions based on what it is that you want, what it is you desire, what it is that you need that will bring good into your life, okay? Rather than making them maybe out of anger or out of ego or whatever it may be. So this could be another message for you, right? We have our houses. They came out right at the beginning. The rest can be individual little messages, little tidbits, advice, guidance, however you want to look at it. They can also tie in to what it is that we're talking about with the Leo energy, releasing and letting go. Also, those key phrases: say what you mean what you say in a self-regulated way, right? Say goodbye if it's time, and there may be areas in here, places that people you need to say goodbye to, and don't be too proud. Don't let your ego rule the day, okay? We want the soul, the heart, your intuition ruling equally yourself with your rational and logical thoughts, right? So there we go. I'm going to pull out some more tarot here for further advice, guidance, clarification, confirmation. But again, we have the 5th, 6th, and 11th house. Let's see what else Spirit has to say for you here. Faith. Believe in yourself. That's what the upright believe. This is the Hierophant that's come out, but I'm going straight with the card. This is, because sometimes he can represent, they say on the card, a priest, right? Faith in spirit, whoever that is for you, God, source, universe, right? Whoever your higher power is, but having faith that you can do this. that you can release and let go, that you can step out of your comfort zone, that you can bring in what it is that you need, that you can control your anger, your thoughts, your direction, the direction you want to take, the new direction you want to go in. Look, so funny. I said the new direction you want to go in, the Six of Swords. That's hopping on the boat and literally going into a new direction, leaving old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways of doing behind. Again, Aquarius energy here too. And with Mercury, it's your thoughts, right? Old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways of doing, and maybe starting to get out there marching to the beat of your own drum in whatever way that is. As I always say, I have an Aquarius North Node, letting our little freak flags fly. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be different. And we have the Palace of Coins. Oh, this one here, I have somewhere. Let me grab it because I just want to read from it, because this is a card in this tarot deck, definitely earth energy here, right? I want to say it's like all the coins together in one. Let me just grab it. Hang on a second. It is. This is where you live, where you feel safe and secure, where we tend to our earthly needs, and where we can be kings and queens of our own castle. It is where we can experience all four elements. Owl for intellect, deer for impetus, frog, moody, mouse, mundane. You see them all here on the card. The mountains are far off, but the dreams, goals remain. But home is always waiting for rest from a long journey. I love that. Your dreams and goals are never out of reach. They're always right there. I said you need to go back and maybe think about what that is, because it very well could be the path that you're meant to be on. Okay, pile one. Love that. Now, let's get one more house for you too. Because you know what? You can never have too much. Because maybe it'll be the fifth house that resonates, where you just go, no, I know there's something there. Or the sixth or the 11th, right? Or what it is you've already read for. Taurus, second house, a change of heart, reevaluation. I love that, because a little reevaluation, those are the re's. I like to think of them as like, you know, when we have a retrograde. That's what a retrograde's all about. It's reevaluating, rethinking, reassessing, redoing, revamping something, right? It's that opportunity for things to slow down so that you can take a longer or more in-depth look. But with the second house, maybe there's something you need to say what you mean what you say when it comes to your money, how you earn it, how you save it, how you spend it, right? Maybe there's some stuff you need to say goodbye to, right? You know, property, possessions, whatever it is, because you just have too much. And don't be too proud. What are your core values? How you value yourself? Don't let your ego run the show, okay? So you now have the second house. Let me get one last oracle card for you here, pile one. And then we will go. I hope that there's some stuff in here that can help you, maybe giving you some ideas for what you need and how you can go. I'm going to take that one. Releasing and letting go here with this new moon in Leo energy. Beauty raises my vibration. I seek it out for healing and joy. Do you know why I love that card? This is just a reminder right now for you. Releasing and letting go isn't always easy. We have to remain positive. Maybe you need to try to find the beauty in it, right? Because sometimes with releasing and letting go, there's some healing, right? It can be hard. It can be hurtful. Could be strong emotions attached to whatever it is that you need to make a change and reevaluate and release and let go. And in order to have joy in your life again, healing needs to happen. So just keep that in mind as you're moving through this as well. Okay, pile one. This was your additional areas, second, 5th, 6th, and 11th houses to go to, as well as some advice, guidance, and insight. Okay, I will see you maybe in pile 2 if you choose to go there in a couple weeks for your new moon reading. And please check out my other readings here on the channel. I have pick-a-cards, I have your zodiac, your sun zodiac signs, but you can watch for sun, moon, rising, or even Venus if you want to look at them from a love relationship perspective. See you soon. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2, this really pretty chevron amethyst crystal heart. Okay, I'm going to set it to the side. We're going to get right into your reading. Now, what we're doing is the Leo energy, right? Releasing and letting go. You can go back and look at that or listen to that Leo energy again. There is a time stamp, all right? And take it into consideration, and take that energy into consideration when you're releasing and letting go in what you've already seen read for your rising and or sun zodiac sign, okay? But I also want to say that I have 3 key phrases for this full moon in Leo energy coming from the lady who creates these moonology decks. And they are: say what you mean what you say goodbye if it's time, and don't be too proud. Okay, so we can also think of those key phrases when it's coming to releasing and letting go, because I'm going to get you some more areas here, just in case you want to do it in addition to what you've already read or in place of. You can never release and let go of too much that doesn't serve you, okay? Or work on different areas at different times, because, you know, we can do more than one thing at a time. And sometimes, you know, when we're releasing and letting go, it isn't a constant focus on just that one thing all the time. You know, you may be working through and it may actually tie into something else. I love that. That's a new message from them. So let's get right into this. First card out, Taurus. Wow, this year, Taurus. Geez, Louise. They really want people to focus in on the second house here with Taurus, right? It's all of that, and it's also Venus energy, because Venus rules Taurus when it comes to your money, your earned income, your financial responsibilities. How do you spend it? How do you save it? How do you earn it, right? Do you earn enough? Any personal properties or possessions, that kind of falls into Venus and Taurus, because, you know, Taurus energy, Taurus loves things and loves to collect them and gather them and admire them. And it can also have to do with your core values and how you value yourself. So there's somewhere in there, like, I just want to say, Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whomever it is for you, since the beginning of the year has really been, I'm going to say, doubling down on Taurus energy. So this could really mean something to someone. Look at this. We also have Virgo and Libra. Libra also ruled by Venus. Here's the name of the card, okay? And I'm just going to read to you what that says. Healing and dissolution. Treat your healing with resilience. Rub your bruises gently. Well, I feel that that's important, because it's so funny. In pile 1, I was just talking about when we're releasing and letting go, there's a lot of stuff attached to what it is we're releasing and letting go of. It's emotions, if it's people or things, it doesn't matter, because they've served a purpose in our life in some way. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's the bad, the shadow energy surrounding it that we're letting go of, right? Sometimes you don't always have to let go of the person. Maybe just step back and set up a boundary, right? But it is very important that we work through the emotional part of it, right? Acknowledge it, feel it, and then we let it go. Because if not, it will be like a bruise that never heals. Sort of. So here we have 6th house, which is your daily routine, your work, your job, service to others, any duties and obligations you have, and your health and wellness, physical, mental, emotional, okay? Then we have 7th house, anything to do with your one-to-one relationships, the people like your spouse or your significant other, your close family, friends, your colleagues, you're with them 8 hours a day. Maybe if it's a partner in business, clients. I said some people, like if you're an interior decorator, your job is working with your clients, right? So that's an important relationship, however long it may last. And then the 7th house can be about any kind of legal contracts, any kind of legal negotiations. It can also have to do with harmony, fairness, justice, okay? So what areas in those houses that we got 3 of them here, do you need to release and let go in? Maybe where are you a little too proud and you're too proud to release it and let it go? And this is spirit saying, you know what, your ego can't rule the day here. You know what, there's some things that need to be released and let go of. Maybe it's you're proud in the way that you think or feel about something. It's time to say goodbye and say what you mean and mean what you say. So let's get the other card here, self-reflection. I love it. This is a time to look at yourself. I say self-reflection. It goes back to, I feel like this full moon in Leo, because I talked about this a bit in pile 1, 2, where, you know what? It's like the retrogrades where everything slows down so we can go back and take a look and really dive deep, or just even surface level, take a look and go, some things need to maybe change here, or how could I make this better? Same here. You really need to look at yourself and look at yourself in these areas of your life. And if you've already read for one of these areas, one of these houses, Spirit's doubling down and saying, really, really take a good, long, hard look at yourself in these areas and what is it that you need to release and let go of. Now, let's get into some more cards with tarot. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Well, I hope that is definitely the truth. It's definitely, for some of you, this card wouldn't have come out. This is the 10th house. What around your career, your ambitions, your responsibilities, your reputation out in the world, right? How you're making your mark on the world, what it is you're known for. Is there something? Oh, okay, love that. Something's coming to the end of a cycle there. And when it gets to the end, you need to release it and let it go. You can't hang on to it. So what in that 10th house do you need to say goodbye to? Do you need to be truthful in what you're saying? Or you can't have ego running the day around it. With it came the Page of Wands, invention. Oh. Are some of you maybe your own bosses? Are some of you maybe entrepreneurs here? So when it comes to your career, maybe something, an end cycle, the end of a tough cycle's coming in, and you need to release it and let it go so that you can bring in the new fresh ideas, the new fresh ways of doing things. Because that's what the pages are. They're young and full of ideas, right? They're like really inspired. They want to discover new things. They want to be the knight and be able to get out there, but they're not quite a knight yet. So right now it's just all in their head. They believe that there's limitless possibilities out there to be found and taken advantage of, right? They're really a free spirit who always wants innovation, invention here. Okay, so this could be important for someone. Remember, these can be individual messages as well as the houses that we're looking at. Ooh, we have Scorpio. Wow, you guys have a lot. First quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. Well, that's what releasing and letting go is. There's usually a block there. It's why we haven't done it already, right? So they're like, all right, this is about the 8th house now. Transformation, transformation, transformation. It's death and rebirth. The death is the full moon cycle, releasing and letting go. The rebirth is the new moon cycle, planting seeds, going after, putting the hard work in to what it is that you want to bring in for your life for its highest good, right? So they're saying there could be something in that 8th house. You just could be adverse to transformation. You're like, no, I like for things to just stay the same. I don't want to, I really don't want to make any changes. It can also have to do with like joint finances, as in, your household joint finances. Maybe you're in charge of, say, your parents' finances. So that's a joint finance. It's like other people's money, right? Any debts you may have around that, any inheritance that may come in. And the other thing about the 8th house is I always say, what's just under the table? You know, when you can feel the tension in the air, there's something just lying below the surface, right? And it can also be about things that are considered taboo. So maybe you need a little taboo in your life. As long as it's not illegal and you're not hurting or harming anyone, then, taboo's taboo. It may be for some and not for others. But do you have blocks around that? Do you have blocks around transformation and change in general? Do you have blocks around your joint finances, your debts, your money, other people's money, right? The people that you're dealing with the other money about, right? This is your own money here in Taurus, 2nd house. It's other people's money where you're involved with other people and their money in the 8th. So, there could be some things that need to be released and let go of around the 8th house, okay? And sometimes I just want to say, I just looked and saw the don't be too proud. And I thought, sometimes when we have debt, we're too proud to admit it or too proud to go out and ask for help for it. So don't be too proud, okay? 4 of Cups, distraction, it says. I like to think of the 4 of Cups in context to this reading right here. The 4 of Cups is, I said, don't be afraid to go out and ask for help. That's funny because sometimes the 4 of Cups is when they're trying someone, whether it be spirit or they put someone here physically to help you, to hand you something. It's like you're sitting there. You need 4 cups. You have 3, but the 4th one, I can't remember now what it looks like in the other deck. I don't know if it's spilled over or if you don't see it. But regardless, it's not there. And someone's trying to offer it to you. This is Spirit's message. Take the offer, okay? Take the offer. Don't sit and refuse the offer, the help, the advice, the guidance, whatever. It could have something to do up here with this tough cycle is coming to an end, right? The end is near. So that new invention, ideas, inspiration, discovery can come in. And that may come from another person or another source. So just keep that in mind. Slow it down. The self-reflection I said about the retrogrades, that's what retrogrades are. It's slowing everything down so that you can take a better look. In depth, surface, whatever it may be. That's what they're saying with this. It's not a race. This all doesn't have to happen tomorrow. Whatever it is that you're releasing and letting go of here, right? As long as you are... I say what you mean what you say, but also do what you're saying or meaning and do what you're saying you're going to do. That did not come out right, but you understand. Please just laugh along with me where I was going with that. I know there is an actual phrase for that too, but I'm bad with them. But look, you guys, if you can slow it down here, pile 2, the 6 of Wands, it's success. It's achievement. I love this for you. It's taking a look at yourself and achieving here, right? It's Spirit's message. This is more of even a prediction, we can say, where Spirit's saying, if you're willing to work on this stuff and release and let go in whatever area or areas are calling for you to release and let go in, there will be success at this, right? Spirit doesn't ask you to release and let go and then to try to plant seeds and bring in what's for your highest good because, I don't know, they're a puppet master? Not at all. Not at all. They're doing it because they want what's best for you, okay? You are their child. You are a part of them. Let's get some more advice and guidance. King of Wands.
I feel like that goes right up here. Here's the page, right? The page has the ideas. I feel like it's almost like a little story. He's passed them on to the knight who's charged out and taken them to the king. And the king is all about that inspiration, that passion, having great, grand ideas and long-term vision, going for long-term success, but being able to see big picture and, okay, this is where I am. There's limitless possibility and potential here. I can see how that would all work. Take on that energy, okay? And when you're reflecting on yourself, look big picture. So I think it's one of the best. Oh, this card came out in pile 1, 2. And I actually read from the Palace of Coins because it's not a normal tarot card, but it is in this deck. So Palace of Coins is, this is where you live, where you feel safe and secure, where we tend to our earthly needs, and where we can be kings and queens of our own castle. It is where we can experience all 4 elements, and it shows you the animals down here on the card. The owl for intellect, the deer for impetuous, the frog for moody, and the mouse for mundane. The mountains are far off in the back, but the dreams' goals remain. Right? That's the king. He may see big picture, and those mountains may be way down there and he can barely see them, but he knows they're there. And it says, but home is always waiting for rest from a long journey. So that right there could mean something to you, okay? That can resonate with you in some way. But it's don't give up. You always have to keep inspiration and new ideas and, discovering new things. Even if it's about your own life. We're talking about you here, pile 2. But let's get another card. And then we're going to get one more house. Look, King of Coins. Wow. Well, he is the king of the castle, isn't he? But the King of Coins is very grounded. Also a leader in his own right. They all are the kings. But he is hardworking. He's willing to put the hard work in. He's all about feeling safe and secure. How do I get that? How do I maintain that? He's very disciplined. He's also rich and prosperous and abundance. He attracts that to him. So take on these energies when it's coming to releasing and letting go, because you're releasing and letting go so that something new and wonderful and beautiful can come in for you. Okay? Aquarius, the 11th house. Oh, what did it say? Whoops-a-daisy. I can't tell that white. Let me get my glasses here. Readiness for change, opportunity. Okay. Right? Even though with the 8th house here, say for example, if that's what it was for you, where transformation and change, you're just like, no, I don't want to. You go kicking and screaming, right? The opportunities that will be there for you, also a prediction message coming from Spirit here. You will achieve, you will reach your goals if you're willing to make the changes, to get out there, march into the beat of your own drum, coloring outside the lines, doing whatever it is with the energy, the energy of these 2 kings behind you and yourself, okay? And the little page. You can achieve great things, pile 2, okay? They want you to know that. A little hard work, a little elbow grease, planting the seeds, because Pentacle's all about getting out there. Think of it, earth, the garden, planting the seeds, and then just, going and making it happen. Let me get this card for you. I am honest with myself and others. Ooh, I love that. Say what you mean what you say. This could be your own little individual message. Okay. But it is just remembering, you know what? If it's time to say goodbye to something, it's time to say goodbye. This is their message to help you. And don't be too proud. Don't let ego take over. We want your intuition, your soul, your heart working together with your ego, your rational and logical thoughts, right? They need to work together in order for you to really achieve and succeed. So pile 2, those are your messages. I hope that you enjoyed them. There will be in 2 weeks the new moon reading coming up with a completely different energy, okay? And it's about bringing in the good. In the meantime, if you need more advice and guidance, check out some of my other readings. Anything that has a zodiac sign or your sun sign attached can be for your sun, your moon, your rising sign, okay? Or if you have Venus in that sign, you can look at it from a relationship perspective, from platonic to romantic. So check some of those out as well. And I have pick-a-cards. Don't be afraid to go to a pick-a-card. Let Spirit guide you to the messages that you will need to hear to maybe help you with some of this. See you soon.